You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome back. It is Friday, February 6th, 2026. And if you're listening, you've probably got a company to build, a market to capture, or, I don't know, maybe a fire to put out.
Probably all three.
Probably all three, yes. It is Founder Friday here, and today we are looking at the tech that is really shaking the foundations of how companies grow and how they market.
And how they survive, based on the numbers we're looking at. It's good to be back. You know, usually when we dig into the research for these Friday sessions, there's a mix. A little good, a little bad.
Right.
But the Oliver Wyman Fortum data, combined with these new reports on AI agents, honestly, the landscape for founders is looking a little hostile.
Hostile is putting it mildly. I was reading that Oliver Wyman report this morning with my coffee, and I actually stopped cold at one number.
I think I know which one.
It totally ruined the coffee. We talk so much about stickiness or brand loyalty, right? You assume you build up this bank of goodwill.
A cushion.
A cushion, exactly. But this report says the whole era of brand forgiveness is, it's just dead.
It's gone. Zero strikes policy. The data is brutal. 69% of high-income consumers, the exact people most founders are chasing, will switch brands after just one bad experience.
One. That's it. You don't get a warning shot. You don't get a sternly worded email. They're just, poof, gone.
And this totally flies in the face of old MBA thinking, you know? We used to teach that delight was the goal.
Right. Delight the customer.
But in 2026, delight is irrelevant if you have friction. Tolerance for a glitchy checkout or a confusing UI is at absolute zero.
Which is terrifying because it means all your customer lifetime value models are probably wrong. You're projecting 5 years of retention, but nearly 70% of your base is one server outage away from churning.
And the competitor is just one click away.
Exactly. And speaking of competitors, that brings us to the other side of this whole thing we're unpacking today.
Yeah.
Because it's not just unforgiving humans judging you anymore.
It's the machines.
It's the machines. So our mission today is to figure out how a founder survives this. We have AI agents buying things, which is wild, and we'll get to it.
Right.
We have this total collapse of customer patience.
And car dashboards trying to sell you coffee?
Yes. It sounds like sci-fi, but it's just the marketing reality of Q1 2026.
So let's start with that invisible brand problem. I think most founders assume, I've got a website, I've got good SEO, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's the assumption.
But this research on something called fan out suggests they are definitely not fine.
Okay, I want to drill into fan out because it sounds technical, but the implications feel purely financial. My understanding is the AI isn't just fetching a link anymore. It's doing something way more complex.
It is. So here's the plain English version. In traditional search, you type best CRM for a plumbing business. Google looks for those keywords, serves you a list. Simple.
10 blue links.
The 10 blue links. But an AI like Gemini 3 doesn't do that. It breaks your prompt into subtasks. It asks itself, what is a CRM? What features do plumbers need? What's the price sensitivity?
So it's acting like a research assistant, asking the questions I didn't even think to ask.
Precisely. And to answer those internal questions, it generates its own searches. The data on this is, well, it's wild. For Gemini 3, one single user prompt averages about 9 fan-out queries.
9.
And for complex topics, it can go up to 28.
Wait, so I type one sentence, and the AI goes out and does 28 distinct searches on my behalf without me even seeing them.
That's it. And if you scale that up, for every 100 prompts, the system is generating about 900 search queries on the back end. It's exponential.
Okay, I see where this is going. As a founder, I might rank for the thing the user typed. But if I'm not ranking for the 28 variations the AI is asking itself.
Like, it left out the final answer. The AI gathers all that data from the fan out, synthesizes it, and if you weren't present in that query variation landscape, you just don't exist. You get ghosted.
And that's a massive shift. It was like being the best candidate for a job, but failing a background check you didn't even know was happening.
It's a great analogy. And this leads to the second trap, obsessive rank tracking. You know, founders refreshing their dashboard to see if they're number one.
Absolutely. It's the morning dopamine hit. Look, we beat Nike.
Well, bad news for the dopamine junkies. In the AI world, ranking position is meaningless. We've seen tests across ChatGPT and Claude where the brand recommendations change almost every single time you run the prompt.
So I could ask best running shoe at 9 a.m. and get Brooks, and at 9.05 get Hoka.
Exactly. The order changes, the adjectives change. So celebrating being #1 on Tuesday morning is pointless. You might be unlisted by the afternoon.
That feels incredibly unstable. So what's the alternative? Just Hope the AI lottery picks us.
No, you just change the metric. You stop looking at rank and start looking at visibility percentage. Run the prompt 100 times. How often do you show up?
Okay, so it's less like a race and more like just trying to get mentioned in as many conversations as possible.
That's it. Share of voice is the only metric that matters now.
All right, so that's AI helping us find things. But here's where the research gets really interesting and, frankly, a little dangerous. We're moving from chat to action. We have to talk about OpenClaw.
Ah, the OpenClaw moment. This is the pivot point.
So for anyone who hasn't been trawling GitHub this week, OpenClaw is an open source AI agent. But it's not a chatbot. It runs on your computer, and it actually does things.
It's an agentic system. It's designed to execute tasks. It can read your emails, navigate a browser, contact vendors, and yes, make purchases.
It can buy things. That's the threshold.
It can execute transactions. We're asking it to book me a flight to Denver under $400, and it just does it.
That sounds incredibly convenient. But looking at these security audits, I feel like there's a massive but coming.
There is a massive but. OpenClaw is viral on GitHub, but the security reviews are a complete nightmare.
How bad? Like change your password bad or burn your computer bad?
We're talking burn the computer levels. They found plaintext credential storage, remote code execution flaws, and get this, researchers found 341 malicious plugins inside an agent social network associated with it.
Malicious plugins. So I'm essentially inviting a thief into my bank account.
Pretty much. They even found hundreds of prompt injection attacks. A hacker sends you an email, the agent reads it, and an invisible command tells the agent to send all your data to the hacker.
So takeaway for founders, do not let your employees install this.
Absolutely not. It is not enterprise ready, but, and this is crucial, you cannot ignore what it represents. This is the Napster moment for agents.
Oh, that's a great comparison. Napster died, but it paved the way for Spotify.
Exactly. In the next 6 to 24 months, we are going to see the Spotify of agents. Managed, secure, enterprise-grade versions.
Which means your customer might not be a human browsing your site. Yeah. It could be an AI agent authorized to spend $500.
And if your checkout flow has friction that confuses a bot, you're not just annoying a user. You're breaking an automated supply chain. You're out.
Man. Okay. This feels very cold, very technical. How do we fight back? There has to be a human counter strategy to all this.
There is. And strangely, the answer to too much tech is unreasonable hospitality.
I love that phrase. That's from Ugidara's book, right?
That's the one. And it's bleeding into marketing. Think about it. If 69% of people leave after one mistake, the only currency you have left is trust. It's warmth.
So how do you apply that to, say, a sauce company?
You start by killing the no-reply email address.
Preach. I hate the no-reply email. It's like a sign that says, do not talk to me.
It's terrible hospitality. The strategy now is to treat your email list like guests at a dinner party. Send emails from a real person. Ask questions. And here's the kicker, actually reply.
It sounds so inefficient, though. Founders are obsessed with scale.
But that's exactly why it works. In a world of AI-generated generic content, a real human response is the ultimate luxury product.
Scarcity drives value. If reality is scarce, reality becomes valuable. And what about physical events? I saw a note that the trade show booth is dying.
It is. The trend is dinners over trade shows, or parties over pitches.
Explain that shift. Trade shows have been a staple for 50 years.
But they're inefficient. You're in a loud hall scanning badges. The smart founders are shifting that budget to intimate dinners. You curate the list. You invite clusters of people who already know each other.
So it's less, here's my product demo, and more, here's a glass of wine and some cool people.
Yes. The rule is, don't sell, just host. Create the connection and the business follows. It's scalable intimacy.
Scalable intimacy. I like that. Okay, shifting gears. We can't talk marketing in February without talking about the Super Bowl.
The big game.
And the big price tag. What is it, around $8 million for 30 seconds this year?
Something like $233,000 per second. It's astronomical.
Is it really worth it? With all the targeting we have, why would anyone spray and pray with $8 million?
It's a valid question, but the CEO of Roe had a fascinating take on this. He argues it works because of attention density.
Attention density. Break that down.
Think about it. The media landscape is so fragmented, but the Super Bowl is the last mass market campfire we have. Where else can you get 100 million people doing the exact same thing at the exact same time?
So it's a time machine. You buy the ad to save yourself 3 years of grinding on Facebook ads.
Exactly. It compresses years of brand awareness into one night. Even a 1 to 3% lift in your marketing efficiency after the game justifies the spend.
But not all the ads work. I was reading this analysis about the teasers.
Yeah, the 15-second clips they release early.
Turns out they kind of suck.
They do. The data shows they score about half a star lower on emotional impact.
Why? You'd think building hype is good.
It's a duration problem. You need 20 to 40 seconds to tell a joke that lands or build a real connection. A teaser just creates confusion, not anticipation.
And speaking of the brain, there was that cool study with brain scans and video ads.
Oh, this is one of my favorite insights from this week. They scanned 113 people and found a very specific biological formula for a likable ad.
Give us the formula.
You have to start with emotion and end with logic.
Emotion first, logic last.
Always. The brain needs to be hooked by a story, a face, a feeling. If you start with, here are our low prices, or any kind of math in the first 10 seconds, ad liking just drops like a stone.
Math is the buzzkill of advertising.
It literally is. The scans showed that numerical details in the intro actually deactivate the emotional centers of the brain. You have to earn the right to give them the logic.
Hook with the heart, close with the head. Okay, we've covered the living room TV. Now let's talk about the next screen, the car.
The dashboard battleground.
This feels like it's flying under the radar. We all use CarPlay or Android Auto, but automakers are quietly trying to kill it.
They're aggressively phasing it out. And it's not because their software is better. We all know it's usually terrible.
Right.
It's because they want the ad revenue. Ford has patented systems to target ads based on cameras inside the car.
Wait, cameras scanning the passengers.
Yes. Or listening to audio in the cabin. The patent describes a system where the car knows you're driving past a Starbucks at 8 a.m. and pop, there's the ad on your dashboard.
That is incredibly intrusive.
It is, but it's estimated to be a market worth maybe $120 per car per year by 2030.
That doesn't sound like much until you multiply by millions of cars.
Globally, it's a potential $50 billion market. That's why they want to own the pixels. It's the next walled garden.
And I guess, just like the Super Bowl, it's about captive attention. You can't skip an ad when you're doing 65 on the highway.
Exactly. The fight for attention is getting harder, so advertisers are looking for the last few places where humans are actually sitting still.
So, what does this all mean? AI agents are shoppers. Customers are firing brands after one mistake. Brain scans tell us to stop doing math and ads, and our cars are about to sell us coffee.
It's a lot, but if I had to synthesize it, it's this idea of the Moorish law of marketing.
More-ish law, like for computer chips.
Sort of. Moore's law says computing power doubles. In marketing, the cost of experimentation is collapsing. With AI, you can make 10,000 versions of an ad for pennies.
So the bottleneck isn't creation anymore, it's decision-making.
Exactly. We are shifting from campaign launches to continuous systems. The winners won't be the ones with the single best ad, they'll be the ones with the best pipeline for testing and learning.
It's not about the art, it's about the engine.
The engine that adapts, that is a powerful place to land.
Build the engine, but keep the hospitality. Before we go, I want to leave everyone with one final thought. This idea of vague posting.
Oh, this is a fun and cynical trend.
Right. It's the idea that in 2026, content is all about keeping people confused, using ambiguous language just to generate controversy.
It's the clickbait of the intellect. If you aren't clear, people argue. If they argue, the algorithm boosts you.
Is confusion the only way to stop the scroll? I really hope not. But hey, if you see me posting something totally nonsensical on LinkedIn next week, just know I'm testing the algorithm.
I'll be sure to leave a confused comment to help your engagement.
Please do. That is all for this session. Good luck out there with the agents, the cars, and the unforgiving humans. We'll catch you next time on Vocal Technologist.
Stay visible.
Spoken Tech for your ears.